Hello everyone and welcome back to our election watch analysis video. Today we will be discussing the 2024 presidential election and doing a prediction between Stacey Abrams of Georgia and former President Donald Trump. So while Stacey Abrams is now sort of a meme, you really have to give credit where credit is due. And Stacey Abrams helped make Georgia go from a likely Republican state to a competitive swing state that currently leans to the Democrats. And I think Abrams essentially created a model for Democrats across the country, which relied on minority turnout and voter registration to help make races better for the Democrats. So Stacey Abrams would likely implement this model as a nationwide campaign for her if she did ever run for president, and that could definitely help her. But we also, on the other side, have Donald Trump, the former president, who has a very strong base across the country and already is well known by many. So let's see how this election turns out. Make sure to stay till the end to see who wins. So, Donald Trump's safe states. Of course, much of the Midwest would all be safe for Donald Trump, including the Dakotas and most of Nebraska except for the 2nd District. I believe that, again, much of the South would be safe for Donald Trump, and that will be all. For Abrams, the Pacific Coast and the Eastern Seaboard, besides New Hampshire, New York, Illinois, Maine's 1st District, and Hawaii and Colorado. And that will be all for the safe states. That brings Stacey Abrams in the lead with 191 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 113. And now the likely states. Iowa will be likely for Trump. Same thing with Ohio, South Carolina, Alaska, and Maine's 2nd District. For Abrams, New Mexico, Virginia, New Hampshire, Maine at large, and Minnesota. Same thing with Maine, Nebraska's 2nd District. Would all be likely for her. Stacey Abrams does pretty well with minority voters and with suburban white voters. In many of these areas, suburban white voters are pretty much the main demographic base. So that means that she would win them by a likely margin, and many of them would turn out because Donald Trump is not very popular with that demographic. Anyway, going on to Donald Trump's lean states, Texas and Florida would both be lean. For Stacey Abrams, I think Nevada would be lean, and Michigan. So Michigan, Joe Biden won it in 2020 by about 3%. I think Abrams would definitely decrease in that number as she definitely has less white working class appeal than Biden, even though Biden didn't get much of the WWC, as it is known as. In Michigan, against Trump, Abrams would get even less than he did, and she might do worse with the more affluent white voters, but she would do well in Detroit. So she'd win by about 1.5% in Michigan. Anyway, now we have the tilt states, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. So I'll start off with, I'll go to Wisconsin first. I think that'll be tilt GOP since Donald Trump has been gaining there ever since 2016. While he did lose it in 2020, he got, he won with 47% of the vote in 2016, and in 2020 he got 48, almost 49%. So while Donald Trump did lose the state, he actually did improve in his vote share. And I think against someone like Stacey Abrams, he would actually win it. He'd do better with the white working class against Abrams. And in the end, I think he would win. And then going to North Carolina, I think that Donald Trump would win that state. He would win it maybe by around the same margin he did against Biden. There's not much to talk about there. Meanwhile, for Abrams, I think she would win Georgia. That is her home state, and she does pretty well there. She made it go from about, let me just check real quick. She made it go from about 5% in 2016 to about 2% in her gubernatorial race, which is pretty good. And since it's trending even more to the left, I think Abrams would win it. And then we go to Arizona. I think that Abrams would also win this state, effectively making her the next president of the United States in this scenario. Because Donald Trump has burned a lot of his bridges with the suburban voters in places like Maricopa County. And I think Abrams would get better turnout from the Phoenix area. She'd also do very well in the suburban areas, and that would be enough for her to narrowly win the state. Meanwhile, we now have Pennsylvania. So before this, I was shifting some numbers around the Election Shuffler, which is a pretty cool website if you want to check it out. But basically what I was doing was seeing how Trump could win the state of Pennsylvania against someone like Abrams with very poor white working class support. So Abrams would likely hold the ground that Biden got in 2020 with the suburbanites around Philadelphia and Philadelphia itself, but she wouldn't do very well in Pittsburgh. And I think that in the end, Abrams would narrowly win the state of Pennsylvania, essentially because she would, again, the reason why I say narrowly is because she would win it by like 0.5%. Since Donald Trump would definitely improve in Pittsburgh, he'd do better in the white working class areas. He's pretty much hit his ceiling there, but I think he could narrowly improve. But Abrams would probably drive up turnout from Philadelphia. She'd continue the shift of suburbanites to the left, and in the end, I think she could win the state. So the final vote count is 293 for Abrams to 245 for Trump. Trump flips Wisconsin, and Abrams holds on to all of Biden's states. And that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and you can also make a comment telling me what you thought of this video, any feedback, what your prediction would be, suggestions for all other videos is always appreciated. Check out the description, and you can join my Discord, my mock government Discord server. And on the right, you can subscribe if you haven't already. And on the left of your screen, you will see a playlist of 2024 election prediction videos. So make sure to check that out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.